Hello, and here I am with yet another script. Today we're going to go through the Halo drop pod, which I made a long time ago, so I had to tweak it a little bit to make it work. But anyhow, here it is. First thing, we're going to download the Neki_Halo file. We're going to extract it, and it ends up over here. So we go in, and we'll make sure to copy the folder containing the scripts, and then we go to our mission. Let's see, where's my test? There it is. And then we place it in a folder called scripts, and then we paste it in here, so you should have your files in here. Next thing, open up the settings file, and here we have all the parameters and also the how to set everything up. So first thing, I'm just going to go through. Here you can modify the class of the vehicle you're going to be dropped in with. So this is the one that I know of right now. I haven't seen any other types of human entry vehicles, so this is the one that I have here. But if they would add more, of if there are more types of it, you can change it there. Next is allowed drop zones. Here you can enter trigger names, which will be specified positions where you're allowed to drop into. So that means you can't click anywhere on the map to drop in, but you need to be within a certain trigger in order to actually drop into the field. And here you have drop deviation. So right, so if it's false, you're gonna drop right on target. Wherever you click, you're gonna fall straight down on target. If you type true, it will deviate somewhat. That implies that you have a sideways momentum, so you will not be on target. You will be somewhat off target, up to about 200 meters here in the worst case scenarios, so to say. I'm gonna stick to false. And I'm gonna stick to an empty array here, which means that I can click anywhere on the map in order to drop in. So first thing, let's go through the how-to. Number one, add the line below to your Init.sqf. So that implies that this is to be added into the Init.sqf. That's in the main folder of the mission. So just create a text document, call it init.sqf, and then open that up and paste it in there. Now we've done that. No, never mind, I don't need that one. Next is add a drop pod standing by spawn or any other object you'd prefer interacting with. So let's first off just place a unit. And then we can go into cars, human entry vehicle. So you can use this. You don't need to place it by spawn, but wherever you want to be able to drop in from is where you're gonna need it. It can be a laptop, it can be any type of object. You can use any type of object to do this, but I found it more suitable to actually use this. Step 3. Add the line below to the pod's init line. Okay, so we just copy all of this. Go back into Arma, and in the init line of the human entry vehicle, we paste it, and then click OK. Next step: if you have entered anything in the Neki allow drop zones array in settings.sqf, create those triggers. Well, we haven't done that, so I'm done. That's actually all we need to do. So we just need to save the file, or rather save the mission, preview, and now you can see that there's a drop-in add action on this HEV. So if I click that, it will open up the map, and it will also say select landing zone. So let's just land here close by. And I seem to have made a little mess up there, but I can fix that. I've sort of just recently updated all of this, so I'm sort of fixing it as I go. I thought I'd tested it enough, but apparently not. Now we're on the ground. HEV, and there we go. It's gonna twitch a little bit for about 10 seconds, then it tends to stop twitching. It looks kind of silly, I know. It's not too much I can do about that. Not instantly at the drop though, but I think it should stop. There we go. It's also gonna catch on fire for added effect. Alright, so that's how simple that is to set up. I'm gonna fix that error, no need to worry about that. And also if I move away, I'm not gonna break anything. No. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna do the other option. So let's say that we want a very specified position. We want us to only be able to land in here. Let's see, how big of a trigger do I need? Let's try 150 by 150. A little bigger. 200 by 200. Oh, sorry, maybe I should do this step by step. Create these triggers. Okay, so that's not the best description ever, I know. But basically place a trigger. The size of the trigger will be the size of the drop zone. Enter the name of the trigger. Make sure it's the same as you have in the settings.sqf. So I'm just gonna call them. So I'm just gonna call it zone 1. And we also need to give that name to the trigger in here. Zone 1. And change activation to anybody, and yes, that is very necessary. So that's the last thing we're gonna do. We're gonna go in here and activation anybody, and then we're done. We've set up a zone, a specified drop zone. So now all we need to do is save, preview the mission once again, and when we're in, bringing up the map, it will show nothing in here. But if we select to drop in, you will see an orange circle with a marker in the middle called drop zone. So that's where we can drop in. If I click outside of this, closes the map, and to the bottom left you can see drop outside AO repeat coordinates. So I'll need to go here and I need to click somewhere inside this circle. So let's do there. That seems like a stable landing zone. And it's gonna send us off. So here we are, falling. It is actually slowing down somewhat. I'm not sure if that's the script doing that or if it's supposed to do that, but it slows down the closer you get to the ground until the actual impact. So let's open the HEV doors. Let's dismount. And here we are. That one is not wiggling at all, apparently. Okay, cool. So yes, that's how that works. Simple as that. You can also have multiple of these drop positions. So we can place one, let's make it easy for ourselves. Let's copy this one and let's place one in Gravia. We can make this one rather small, so you really need to drop in like right around this church. But another thing you can also do is if you, let's say once we have gotten in here, so let's just make a little marker here, go here. So what we're gonna do is once a person of blue 4, which is me, is present here, then we can go into the settings file, copy this name, and then do that and type push back, and let's type zone 3. I haven't created this yet, but I'm gonna explain how that works. Why doesn't that work? Why would that not work? What if I do null equals? Okay, maybe that's what I need to do. So yes, we're gonna call this zone 2. And then, as I said, we're gonna do a zone 3. Let's put zone 3 at the factory here. So zone 3. Okay, so what I've done is we now have 3 zones. Zone 1 and zone 2. So we're gonna put zone 2 as an allowed drop zone as well. So comma zone 2. Gonna go back in here, and as you know, we have zone 3 over here, but I want zone 3 to be activated once we go in to this trigger here. So blue for present, there's null equals Nicola drop zones push back zone 3. So let's try this. Let's save. Let's play the scenario. Let's see if I've done this correctly. So drop in. Oh, sorry, I was a bit too quick. It needs about 2 seconds to set up. Otherwise you would get a lot of errors like this. Alright, give it a couple of seconds. Bum bum bum. Drop in. Okay, so now we can see this secondary drop zone here by the church. So let's jump in. It takes a few seconds to actually send you off. And here we are, falling to our epic battle. And next we're gonna go over here, so northeast. That way. And what are we gonna hit? We're just gonna hit some open ground. Sometimes these things do topple over upon impact. See, this one is even slightly sideways, which is awesome. Sometimes they fall over though, which is a little bit annoying, but still workable. So if we run over here, this should now I have not added any text or anything saying that the drop zone has been unlocked, but now we've gone in here. Now we're in this trigger here that we created. So let's go back to the terminal, to this drop pod. Oh wow, that lag spike. And now hopefully we have, yes, we have a third drop zone. We have unlocked the third drop zone upon completing this objective, which will simply go here. So now we can jump in to this AO. Coordinates received, drop inbound. So that way you can have a sort of a linear experience, or a driven, or a narrative mission, or whatever you fancy having. But it's yeah, I'm gonna presume it's gonna be useful as well. So I think that's all there's to the script. Give me a second here to just. No, that's about everything to do with the script. I didn't show you the drop deviation, but I think it's simple enough for you to understand that having sideways momentum means you're gonna miss the drop zone somewhat. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.